Lesson 86 starts on page 400 and it's about multiplying round numbers mentally. Now we're going to apply what we learned in lesson 85 here. And we learned in lesson 85 when we multiply by 10 we just add 1 0 on. When we multiply by 100 we add 2 zeros on. When we multiply by 1,000 we add 3 zeros on. So let's just think about another kind of multiplication. Let's say we had 30 times 20. Okay, now 30 is kind of like 3 times 10, right? And 20 is like 2 times 10. What we could do on a problem like this is we could just think of the 3 times 2 is 6. And since we have 2 zeros there, a 0 in the 30 and a 0 in the 20, we add 2 zeros on to our answer. That's 600. And so mentally we think to ourselves, okay, I'm doing 30 times 20. Well, 3 times 2 is 6. So 30 times 20 is 600. Or you could think to yourself, 3 times 2 equals 6. So that means 30 times 2 equals 60. So then you can add everything on. 30 times 20 must be 600. You just keep adding a 0 on each time. We've also done multiple of 10 problems. So this is another way of thinking of a multiple of 10 problem, right? Say you were doing 50 times 7. Well, you know, in a multiple of 10 problem like that, you would just do 5 times 7 is 35 and add a 0 on. Well, what if that was 50 times 70? You'd say, okay, well, 5 times 7 is 35. 50 times 7 is 350. 50 times 70 would be 3,500. Let's go ahead and do some practice problems. Look at practice problem A, 20 times 70. So think to yourself, 2 times 7. Well, that's 14. So 20 times 7 would be 140. 20 times 70 must be 1,400 then. Okay. Another way to think about these as well, now that you're kind of understanding the process, is you have 2 zeros here, right? This one and this one. And so you do your 2 times 7 is 14 and then add 2 zeros on to your answer, and that would give you 1,400. Look at practice problem B, 40 times 300. So let's just think about that. 4 times 3 is 12. And so if we add 3 zeros on to the end there, that would give us the right answer, 12,000. Put a comma there. 12,000. And so, I mean, you could think to yourself, well, if I added 300 up 40 times, that would give me 12,000. That's a really big number. And it does help to think about things that you know. You know 4 times 3 is 12. You know 40 times 3, therefore, would be 120. So then you just keep adding some more zeros, and that should give you confidence that 40 times 300, even though that's a really big number, it's hard to think about big numbers. That should give you confidence that that is equal to 12,000. Okay, look at C, 50 times $8. Now we think of that as 800 cents, right, while we're doing the problem. And we have 5 times 8, so that's 40. Now we have 3 zeros up there, right? So let's add those on. And now go ahead and put our decimal point to separate dollars and cents. 50 times $8 is equal to $400. Okay, I mean, just think about it. 50 8 times. That'd be 50, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, $400. Okay, so when you're multiplying with rounded numbers like these, just multiply the two non-zero digits together and then add whatever zeros on that are left over. Okay, well that's all for lesson 86.